Hello, it's Embert. How are you today? Now, I want to see, do you notice if you're on the video instead of the podcast, you probably notice I got my blue sweater on. Finally, finally, I got my blue sweater. I wear this all the time. Now I'm not cold. So today, I want to talk about, remember I talked about that weird AF news yesterday, I think it was? Well, today I want to talk about a whole different thing. It's called Angry Grandma. Now, I never heard of that before, but let me tell you, Angry Grandma, well, let's just put it this way. My grandson, if he acted the way that this Jake does on Angry Grandma, I'd kill him. I'd kill him. But I mean, and I don't know if I'd really kill him. I'd probably just hurt him. But I wouldn't do that anyway because I got to be careful because he said, Granddad, be careful because the YouTubes will turn you off. Well, so anyhow, I wouldn't really kill him. But boy, would I be mad if he did some of the things to me that this Jake, which is Angry Grandma's, her name's Judy, I think. Her grandson is horrible. He's in his 20s. But, you know, when you watch enough of the videos, I think you learn that it's for entertainment. But I'll bet that when Jake was a little boy, he used to rile his grandparents up something fierce. And this is how he does it as an adult, but for fun. And Grandma probably knows that, but oh, I tell you what's not an act, how she reacts to things. She's got a temper on her. So, so to start, so this is Grandma. Okay, her name is Judy. She's very attractive to me, at least. I like her a lot, and I like how she's very bold and speaks her mind. If she could do it, I should be able to do it, right? So that's what she looks like. Now, then, if you go, like here is a picture. Now, the little boy in there, that's Jake. That's her grandson. Oh, does he drive her crazy? And that's the grandma. She's in the car. I don't know what all he's got a back seat, but I see he's got a towel back there, and it looks like a gun in the back. What's he got to do with that? Well, we never really know, do we? And then we also have pictures. These are just some shots that my grandson got. So this one here, Jake is always playing stuff in the shopping cart. You know, when I was older, and I mean younger, and my kids, well, Jake, not Jake, but my grandson, he also did this. All his kids putting stuff in the cart. You know, like they just think we're not going to know. Well, Jake does this to his grandma all the time. I watched a bunch of videos. She gets kicked out of stores all the time. She poops sometimes in the aisles. That was a funny episode, although I felt a little bad for her because I thought, well, you know, sometimes you got to poop, and then her son gets it on the camera. Now, this one here, they were playing games. Jake always goes and buys the craziest games, and he wants to play with his grandma. And she's always saying, no, I don't want to play your stupid games. And then she calls him names. Oh, the language that she uses is so funny. I can't do that. I just don't think I could do that. I mean, there were days. There were definitely days. You asked my grandson. Worse yet, you asked my son. He got, oh boy, did he get in some trouble. But in this picture, there's, you see the, the strawberries and the marshmallows. They're playing a game. It's funny. And you can see that there's some caffeine-free Pepsi in the background there. Now, this one here, this is Jake. He's playing the same game. He's trying to catch. It looks like the game's easy, but it's hard. You got to go in, out, in, out, in, out to try to get the food in your mouth. But, you know, like they have a lot of fun. But let me tell you, they got hours of videos that are just funny. Now, this one here, Jake's always trying to cook things, little stupid recipes. Or he got, one time he got one of those easy bake ovens. Oh, that was a disaster. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't remember if this one is when she tried to make him eat dinosaur poop or if it was a snack they made. And she was like, no, you wanted this where you eat it now. Now that's what I would do. I'd make my kids sit at the table until it's done. Now this here one, you see she's getting ready to throw a cup. And if you look at the shirt, look that shirt, those are like customized Simpsons. Remember the Simpsons? They're still on. I mean, they've been on since I wasn't old. But Granny is getting ready to throw a cup at Jake because he's getting in her snacks. Every time he gets in her snacks, boy, does she raise a ruckus. It's hilarious. You got to see these if you haven't seen them yet. This is why I'm just going through a few of them. Now, this here picture, there's only one more after this. Now, you see in the picture, you got Granny. She's just looking out the window. Jake, he's just looking at the camera because he wants to look at all those tattoos he has. Remember, you see? Now, back in the day, if you had that many tattoos, you'd never work again. And just because he looks nice doesn't mean that somebody's going to hire him. But he usually you don't even see all those tattoos on him. And I think if he wanted to go get a job someplace and he just showed his face without tattoos on it, I think he could get the job. And then Granny, like if you also see there's a car behind him. They're at the drive-thru. They went to McDonald's or somewhere to get something to eat. Now then, this is what Jake does. Okay, I'm gonna explain it and then show you. They get done at Burger King, they go somewhere else. I don't know, they're in a strip mall that has a bank in it. Now, Jake puts on a ski mask, okay? Now, why would you put a ski mask on? It didn't look like it was cold out. So Granny is already yelling at him, what are you doing that for? Bleep, 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 bleep. Why? So Jake's gone for a while. He comes back. Now, this is what he does. He runs in the car. Now, you see what this is? He has Granny thinking that he robbed a bank. Now, banks don't really have the bags like that with the big dollar signs on them. Those are like cartoons. So he got a prop. Like he didn't really rob a bank, but he made her think it. She got out of the car. She was so pissed off. She said, oh, I said pissed off. I'm sorry. She is so angry. Well, that's why they call her Angry Grandma. So what I'm going to tell you is that this show is worth watching. Now, it's got, just like our YouTube channel, it's like youtube.com/Lottie Booty Beauty Body Boo 3843. Some, crazy web address. So if you just go to the Facebook and you look up Angry Grandma YouTube, all one word. You put the little @ sign first. At Angry Grandma YouTube, all together. You'll find their actual official page. They do have a couple accounts out there that someone opened and they pretend it's them. Well, I'll tell you, yesterday was the clinch for me. My grandson comes to me and he says, Granddad, you know that Angry Grandma we've been watching? Yeah. He says, they're on live. Live? So we got on there. It was mostly people donating money because they love them so much and, telling them they appreciate them because Granny, she was mostly, oh, that's nice. Thank you, honey. Thank you, sweetheart. Jake was still riling up trouble in the background. Anyhow, Embert recommends Angry Grandma. And nobody's paying me to say that, but when I like something, I like it. And when I don't, I don't. And so just like I recommended that Weird AF News, which I forgot to mention, they didn't pay me anything either. I didn't want anything. I like to share things that I like. And I like Angry Grandma. Now, I will tell you this now. If there's something I don't like, especially like if it's a company that's just something real bad, and rips me off, or my grandson or my friends, I'm not going to just let that go. I'll do a video about it. So what I need you to do, because this only happened like one day. Now we have more viewers than we did a week ago, but nobody's asking any questions or sending any comments. I need you to send me a message to Embert, EMBERT, at itsembert.com. Now, when you do it, don't put the apostrophe in there. They don't let you do that. But it's Embert at itsembert.com. Now, my grandson will open the emails. I don't like dealing with these computers. Email is one of those things. It's just a passing fad. I don't want to get involved. But he said, "Oh, Granddad, you have an email address. I got a Gmail address too. I don't know what it is. I never see it, but he always prints out my bills for me. And that's how I get them." He said it saves money because it doesn't go to the post office. Well, guess who has to pay for the paper and the ink, Embert? So I don't see how that saves me any money. Plus, he made me spend $300 on his printer. But, I guess it's supposed to save some money and make the job of the mailman or the mail woman easier. I guess they just call them mail carriers. When I was a kid, the mailman was only a mailman if he was a boy. If he was a girl, we called him the female man. Well, her. Now we got people running around saying that they're a boy when they're a girl when they're a boy. Some people say that they're a lion now. And I'm not going to do all that for them. You have a hoo-hoo, you go one way, you got a ha-ha, you go the other. If you want to be anything else, I don't care. But I'm only going to call you a boy or a girl. Or a man or a woman. But there's people that want to be called it. It is very degrading. I mean, granted, it does say it's Embert, but I don't want you to call me it. I'm a him or a he or a boy. Well, not a boy anymore, but a man. Well, I was a boy before I was a man. Anyhow, that's all I wanted to say today. Just wanted to talk about Angry Grandma. Tomorrow, I will have something new for you on the podcast, also on the videos. So be sure to subscribe, and like the video. My grandson says you got to tell people to do that because it helps with the Angelo rhythms. He's what? Oh, he's holding up a note, but I can't see it unless I go zoom in because he's a screen. Anglo rhythms. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyhow, that's today. So have a nice day. It's supposed to be cold here today. Yesterday it was warm. All I know is I feel good with my blue sweater. Finally, my grandson finally did one right. Okay, so that's it for today. Have a nice day. Bye.